Okay, number one, through stewardship. Let's go in the book of Luke chapter 16, verse 10 to 12. That says, whoever can be trusted with very little can also be trusted by much. But whoever is dishonest with very little can also be dishonest with much. So, if you have not been trustworthy in handling worldly wealth, how will God trust you with true riches? And if you have not been faithful, and if you have not been trustworthy with somebody else's property, how will God give you your own? Jesus is talking about taking care of what already God has given to you, that you might see an increase in your responsibility, and remember this is more about responsibilities than it is reward. Because when God blesses you, He gives you something to carry that you may be a blessing to others. Okay, many of us go through cycles in life, and then we complain about how long it is taking for God to bless us. But have you ever considered this fact, that if you fail a test, you will have to take it again? In the moments of trials, instead of rushing the process, ask God, what are you trying to teach me in this trial? God's trials and teachings are never easy, but at some point, the book of Job chapter 36 verse 15 says, but God teaches people through suffering and uses distress to open their eyes. God will cause you to go through pain so that He can teach you something. So how do you treat what God has already given to you? Do you give your best in everything that you do? Or are you waiting for an ideal situation to present itself in the future so that you can start giving your best? Because if you don't give your best now, how are you expecting an increase for the next season? This is a trap that many fall into. They are in their minds picture this situation off in a distance where they are the person they want to be. And then they wait for an ideal situation to present itself. Remember, excellence is not having the best of everything. But excellence is doing the best with everything that you have. This revelation, you can see it being threaded all through the scripture. Look at what Matthew 13:11 verse 13 says. He replied, the knowledge about the secrets of the kingdom of heaven has been given to you, but not to them. For the person who has something, even more will be given. But the person who has nothing, even with the little he has, will be taken away from him. Do you despise the days of humble beginning? Do you see a mustard seed and dismiss it instead of seeing the tree that it can become? Do you take care of what God has already given to you? 2 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 6 to 15 says, okay, somebody should read for us 2 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 6 to 15. Chapter 9, 6 to 15.
reap sparingly, and he who sows bountifully will also reap bountifully. So let each one give as he purposes in his heart, not grudgingly or out of necessity. For God loves a cheerful giver. And God is able to make all grace abound towards you, that you, always having all sufficiency in all things, may have abundance for every good work. As it is written, He has dispersed abroad, He has given the poor, His righteous endures forever. He now may He who supplies seed, the sower, and bread for food, supply and multiply the seed you have sown, and increase the fruits of your righteousness. While you are enriched in everything for all your liberty, which causes thanksgiving through us to God. For the administration of this service not only supplies the needs of saints, but also abounding through many thanksgivings to God. While through the proof of this ministry, they glorify God for the obedience of your confession, the gospel of Christ, and for all liberal sharing with them and all men, and by the prayer for you, and by their prayer for you, who long for you because of the exceeding grace of God in you. Thanks be to God for this Yodina gift.
Okay, this means God is the one who gave you the resources at the first place. But the increase doesn't come to you to benefit yourself only. The increase comes so that you can be generous to others, so that the name of the Lord shall be exalted. The increase comes not necessarily as a reward, but as a responsibility. And remember, this goes beyond money. What has God deposited in you that you are not using to bless others? Has He given you an ability to write, an ability to speak, an ability of artistic maker? Everything that He has given you, you should use this to glorify His holy name. God will give you greater levels of responsibility. If you steward what He has already given to you, and it comes when you least expect it. Number 2, He will test your sincerity. Okay, I will read a few chapters here. Psalms chapter 26, verse 2. Examine me and test me, Lord. Judge my desires and my thoughts. Psalms 139, 23 to 24. Examine me, O Lord, and know my mind. Test me and discover my thoughts. Find out if there is any evil in me and judge me in the everlasting way. Okay, Deuteronomy chapter 8, verse 2. Remember how the Lord your God led you on this long journey through the desert these past 40 years, sending hardship to test you so that you might know what you are intended to do and whether you will obey His commands. Exodus 16:4. Exodus 16:4. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Now I'm going to make food rain from heaven for all of you. The people must go out every day. In this way, I can test if they follow my instructions." Proverbs chapter 17, verse 3. Gold and silver are tested by fire, and a person's heart is tested. Gold and silver are tested by fire, and a person's heart is tested by the Lord. Motives are purified by God. If you are able to serve the Lord during difficult times, this is proof that you are not in it for what you can get from it. Remember, sincerity is tested through struggles. Sincerity is tested through struggles. Today ask yourself, why do you serve the Lord? Why do you serve the Lord? Do you serve Him out of love, or do you serve Him out of selfish desires? And if God gives you what you want, will you use it for His glory? You see, sometimes God will not give us what we want because He knows that we are not able to use it or manage it according to His glory. Okay. Number 3, He will test your secrets. He will test your secrets. You have to remember that God sees everything. He watches. He sees your motives. He sees your internal dialogue. He sees your insecurities and fears. Proverbs chapter 15 verse 3, the Lord sees what happens everywhere. He's watching us, whether we do good or evil. In Matthew 6, 1-4, you should be careful not to practice your duties in public, to be seen by men. And if you do this, you will not have any reward from your Father in heaven. This issue is not that your good deeds are seen, because Jesus likewise said to let your good deeds be done before people, so that your light may shine and they may glorify your Father in heaven. It is all about your motives of why you are being seen. Remember, privacy gives power. Those sins that are done in private, they gain power over you. They gain power over you. And it weighs on you in a way that it causes guilt and shame. But in the moment that sin is confessed, it is no longer a secret that which was concealed. It becomes revealed to the Lord, and it loses its power. So only what is done in private can yield this kind of power. But if you do it privately, know there is power. Remember this. Private prayer is revealed through public power. Private prayer is revealed through public power. Prayer you do it publicly, but if you do it for the sake of being seen by others, well, that prayer has just lost its power. It is possible that you are destroying a future ministry today with compromise. Today's compromise may destroy tomorrow's ministry. And that test of purity now is given now gives way to your next